It's time for the Taco Marine new products at the CCA Workbench. But guess what? We're not at the CCA Workbench. With me here on the Pathfinder is my good buddy Mark Henderson from Taco Marine. You know, Mark, last year we showed the ShadeFin, and we showed it primarily for applications to be in a T-top on your rod holder. Right. Since then, you guys have modified some of the applications for us inshore guys. So why don't we talk a little bit about that?
You know, Rick, it was really important to us to understand that the bay boat and the flats boat market, how important it was to the families and the fishermen out there that need shadow in seconds and the shade that the ShadeFin offers. So it was real important for us to come out with the Telescopic Rod Holder accessory mount. It does a great job. It's got a fulcrum that goes into a 0, a 15, and a 30-degree rod holder. It has a locking pin and a locking knob, and the cool thing about this is that this throw latch, you open it up and it rotates.
So you can rotate the the shade to where you want.
Wherever the sun is, you can get out here. If your family, kids, wife, husband are out and enjoying the water, having a beverage or whatever it may be, you get right out there. You can put it anywhere on the boat, gunnel, leaning post, wherever it may be. Makes it real versatile.
You can use the rod holders there on the gunnel, as you just said. Now,
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about this mount. This mount is designed for the T-tops and the rod holders up there, right?
Yeah, it makes it really versatile. This is the adjustable rod holder mount, and you can put it in many different angles to develop and cover wherever the sun's coming from. So it actually can be used in the telescopic application as well, but all you do is you slide that bevel wedge on there, you put it in the T-top rod holder, and when it goes through the gimbal, on around the edges of that, you roll that little knob on there, holds up tight, no movement whatsoever.
So Mark, let's show everybody how easy this is to take apart. Here, we'll just rotate that back over in its position so you can stand up there on the back deck.
Yeah, so all you do, Rick, is simply pull back on an arm,
right?
Release the pin, and
then you would pull this part out here,
That's correct.
Go ahead, pull that out for me.
Yeah.
Let's lay that right here so people can see that. And then this part also comes, if I'm not mistaken, this part here comes apart as well,
It does, Rick. This is the fixed rod holder mount.
Yeah.
That all you do is pull off. It's got a little wedge right in there, slides right into the gimbal pin. Does a nice job.
And this also comes in a nice, pretty bag to where all this folds up inside?
It does. You put it right together, put all the fabric inside, goes right into the mesh neoprene carry bag, put it on your shoulder strap, take it, wash it, store it for the next time. Real easy application.
So where are we going to go to buy this?
You want to go to tacomarine.com. Shadow in seconds is the tagline, and there are many of our fantastic retailers that also have this product right on their shelf.
Well, man, it's a beautiful product. I love the fact that we have the ability to move the shade in and around the boat, and we now have shade for bay boats and the little skiffs.
Real important.
All right, but Dave, you know what? What else you got for us over there at the workbench?
Well, you know, we got one of my favorite things to do, little product here. It's called the RSB from Bass Assassin, and the RSB means the redneck spinnerbait, and that's pretty much what this is. It's a redneck spinnerbait. It's a nice big worm. It's got a really good silhouette because it's so fat. It's kind of like the Fat Job, except it's got the action tail on it. And you know, you want to put a big wide gap on it because it's such a fat worm and you got a lot of material in it. You want to use like a 5/0 wide gap, and you know, you want to rig it with the tail horizontal to the bait, not in line with it. You know, you don't want it to be straight up and down, or you want it to be to the side. That way when you're ripping it through the lily pads or cruising along over the grass, it'll give that tail a whole lot more action. And I really love this color too, the plum apple. You're out of breath. That was a long run for you.
Man, it was.
But you know, it comes in a lot of different colors, and you can use it on a swim bait or just a regular wide gap hook. You know, if you like to fish with a worm, you can't beat a big worm. I like to use great big worms because big worms catch big fishes. So,
what do you want to talk about next?
Next, we got some eagle claw hooks here. We got the L200s on the ends. These are the L2000, actually, 2004 ELFs. They're the billfish non-offset circle hooks. They're the laser, really sharp hooks. It's a non-offset circle hook, which is what you want to use. You don't want to use any kind of hooks with an offset, because when you're using an offset circle hook, you're really just using a J hook, and they can catch in little soft places and then pull instead of finding the jaw like a real true circle hook will do. And we also got the Trocars, which I really like, the Trocar AP circle there. We got some 7/0s, and those are good for bill fishing. You know, the trocar have a 3-sided point, just like some of the surgical instruments do. So it penetrates extremely easy, like half the force that the major competitors have. I mean, it goes right in. And when you're in the jaw area, you want something that can penetrate through some pretty hard stuff. So those trocar 7/0s are really nice. Cold forged, high carbon steel, you know, really good penetrating
and
power.
they're both made by the same company as in
Right.
Eagle Claw, but the wire thickness is the difference between the laser as well as the trocars.
Right, they're a little thicker. They're a little thicker.
We got time for this?
Yes, yeah, we can go real quick. This is the Gill Tango wet dry brag in blaze orange. That's the 25 liter. It comes also in the smaller one, 10 liter. If you have a little skiff or any type of, you know, little boat you want to put stuff away and your
wallet, your
phones,
phone.
wallet. This is great because, you know, my little skiff is a little bit of a wet skiff. Yeah, it's got a nice, it's a clear thing so you can see what's in it. And, you know, the blaze orange, in case, you know, you put an EPIRB or, you know, you can make a ditch bag out of it for a big boat.
Right.
Put all your stuff in there, that if you're, you know, your VHFs and whatnot. So in case you want to ditch, you can go to Gill and get one of those really nice. Gill's been making stuff in England for a long time, so
I don't think
they make really good
anybody
stuff.
is going to want to ditch in case you have to ditch.
Exactly. It's the have to ditch bag. It's not the want to ditch bag. There's no such thing as that.
Good job over here tonight, Dave.
No
You
worries.
and Ray lit it on fire.
Ray's good.
Don't you think, Bree?
Yeah, I lit it on fire, but definitely don't want to ditch. No, 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 no.
No ditching.